All right, hello to all my loose lippers, my cousins. It's your girl Lolo back for another episode. I do apologize. Glasses were crooked. Your girl has been busy. I have been working both my jobs. My children have been getting on my nerves. Every time my son calls me from college, it costs me a fee. I never know how much it's gonna be, but it costs me a fee. But we are back with another episode of Loose Lips Podcast, and I have a guest this week. We have Miss Shermonica.
Yes. Nobody ever says it right.
This is the thing. My real name is L'Oreal, like the makeup, but people mess up my name all the time. So I do my best to try to pronounce people's names correctly because I know how I get when people mispronounce my name. They call me Laura, they call me Gloria, they call me everything, L'Oreal. They call me everything but my name. So, but yeah, so we have her on the show today. So hand claps for her. Give you a little tidbit of my girl. She is from Mobile, Alabama. The only person I know from Mobile, Alabama is Ricky Smiley. That is it, because I listened to his show. She is a mother of three. She was just telling me about her babies. No matter how old our children get, they will always be our babies. She is a certified domestic violence advocate, an author, and a speaker who boldly shares her testimony of healing and redemption. She also has her own podcast, the Blessed 40s podcast. And let me say, my girl does not look 40 at all. I'm 39. I'll be 40 in September. And hold on, girl, what day?
September 5th.
I'm 21st.
Okay, we still right there with each other. I'll be 42.
Yes, we were. My daughter, her birthday is September 20th. So, yes, she's my birthday gift. But yes, my girl has her own podcast, the Blessed 40s podcast. And she also has her own, once again, let me make sure I say this right. It's a nonprofit organization. She is the founder of Help Me Help You.
Amen.
Yes, so let's give it up for my girl. Hey, sugar.
Hey. Well, first off, Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you for saying my name correctly, because when I tell you, I get Shermonicia, I get Shermonicia, I get all that. So thank you. I'm so happy to be here. And thank you for responding to my DM.
Yeah, I don't be trying to be rude, because some days I don't go into my DMs some days, and a lot of times my posts be scheduled. So it's not even me. I schedule them like the night before, especially if I know I got a busy day ahead of time, and I may not even go into my DMs because my friends send me like 50 reels a day. And so I'll just be like, but I appreciate you reaching out to me, and we have been talking via email and DMs, because I was like, I don't want my girl to think I forgot. It's like, it's just been a hectic week.
I understand. And I just learned something new. I didn't know you can schedule a post.
Yes, ma'am, on Instagram.
Okay. Well,
yes,
you gonna have to. Well, you let me know how to do that. I didn't know that.
Knowing my age, when I first started podcasting moons ago, there was another app we would have to use to schedule our posts. But now Instagram has built it in and Twitter. I think Twitter does it too. So if I know I got a busy week ahead, I go ahead and just schedule my posts, and I just let them push it out.
You learn something new every day.
Every day. So yeah, so talk to the people, let the people know who you are. I know I gave a little brief bio, but let the people know who you are.
Okay, well, first off, I always, whenever I go on someone's platform, I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity. I love everything about your show. I love what you're doing. I'm always praying about God align me with the right person. And so when he brings someone across me, I reach out to him. Like I say, sometimes they say something back, sometimes they don't. But just thank you for everything that you're doing, with your show and everything. Thank you for having me on. I'm really excited to be here.
Very welcome. I'm happy to have you. You're my very first guest after reviving my podcast, because Baby Loose Lips was gone for about 2 or 3 years. We just kind of we didn't record, we didn't tell y'all bye. We just deleted everything and went on about our lives. Yeah, so you are my first guest after reviving her. So I'm very honored that you reached out to me. I'm honored that you are here. So we gonna get into some conversations, y'all. Go on Loose Lips podcast and go a little less sometimes. So y'all true to this, not new to this. So I don't want to start the mood off heavy, because domestic violence can be heavy. However, I do think it is an important topic to talk about. Because you're a mother of 3, I'm a mother of 2. We do have adult kids. I put adult in quotations because, like I tell my kids, y'all are 21 and 19. Y'all are legal by law, but you're not really an adult yet because you
No.
pay bills. You're not really like you living on campus, but you're not really living on your own yet. And I have a daughter and a son. And I know there's like a double standard in the world today about, oh, your daughters do this and your sons do this. But I try not to have a double standard with my kids. I tell them both, do not put your hands on anybody unless you have to defend yourself. I tell my son to walk away, go get somebody else. I tell my son, if a girl says no, I don't care if she's smiling, it's a no. I tell my daughter, when you say no, it's no. And if he says no, it's a no. You walk away from the situation, but most importantly, don't put your hands on nobody. But if you have to defend yourself, defend yourself. So I feel like this is because I was watching Tubi one night, and everybody know I love Tubi. And I woke up and I was watching, the old school Lifetime movies. And a lot of those movies they were based on true stories, but it was high school kids experiencing domestic violence. Like beat up by their boyfriends at such a young age. And so it's like it can start at any age.
Yes. And that's actually that you said that, because I know you said you didn't want to start off on like a heavy kind of note, but when I went to therapy, I'm an advocate for therapy. I realized my abuse, it started in my childhood. It wasn't just from like the first man that I got with, but the very first like physically abuse. I was 16.
Wow, was it a boyfriend?
Yes. Yes, I was in Job Corps, and just a young guy, and he was just he pushed me through a glass window.
My goodness.
And I defended him, and they was like, we have everything on camera. We saw what he did, so they sent us both home and everything. So that was kind of like my first kind of taste. But I saw my mother abused, I saw my sister's abused, so it was already in my life. I had saw it, so I thought it was normal. I thought it was normal. If we're not fighting and arguing and going at it, then it's boring. And so that's where the dysfunction started.
It's that toxic love. Like I can say, me and my cousins, we love the dope boys, the toxic men when we were in high school and all that type of stuff. Like, oh girl, he gonna yank me up out of here. Ooh, that's my boo, that's my bae. But then as you get older, you kind of realize, and I apologize, y'all, pollen. My car is covered in pollen.
Yeah, it's that time.
And I have been sneezing and coughing, so I apologize. I have to try to clear my throat. But like me growing up, like when you said you threw him through a glass, that made me think of the guy I was dealing with in high school. I threw him through a glass door. We wouldn't even fight. And he had just got on my nerves, so I pushed him through the door and walked away. He was like, "You gonna pay for this door?" No, I'm not. I'm 17. I'm not paying for nothing. But I think like that toxic love has been like glorified for a very long time. And like you say, when you see something for most of your life, you think that is normal until you're shown different.
So that's exactly how I experienced it. And then I didn't have anybody to talk to about it because that was kind of like a bloodline thing with the women in my family. They all were in abusive relationships. So what can I go say to you when I'm getting knocked around and you getting knocked around?
Exactly.
So what I'm doing now is I'm breaking those generational cycles and curses. I have daughters, and it's the same thing that you tell I tell my children. Don't put your hands on anybody, and don't let anybody put their hands on you. The first time you walk away and you don't look back because it doesn't get better. And see, I didn't have the common sense to do that. I stayed thinking it would get better, but it doesn't ever get better.
And I've always wondered because I'm a true crime fanatic. I love to watch. I was watching Snap when I had it playing in the background while I was trying to get everything set up. I watch Snap before I go to church sometimes. I'm like, now I know I don't need to put this in, but let me watch this right quick. And what I've noticed is whenever I watch true crime and I hear people talking, a lot of true crime stems from women being in domestic relationships, domestic violence relationships. And you always hear the women say, well, the first time, like it started out small, like it wasn't actually a hit. It was like the way he maybe talked to her. her away from her family, wanting to track her every movement.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of like brushed it to the side. And then when the violence comes into play, by then they're kind of maybe stuck. We have kids, have been together for a long time, and it's hard for them to walk away. And I used to be one of those people that, because I'm a very aggressive person, like my baby's father, and I talked about him before on the show, he was abusive, but not to me. He was abusive to like his other baby mother and girls that he dated. And his family knew he was abusive, but it was everybody's fault but his. Anytime
Mm-hmm.
he was arrested, it was like, oh, well, she provoked him, she did this, she did that. And it got to a point like when my daughter would go down to see him on weekends, I would always get a call from the police like, hey, you have to come get her. He's being arrested for this, this, this. And I never forget his mama. And see, this is why mamas have got to stop babying these grown men and let
Girl.
right is right. Because his mama asked my mama one day, she was like, I wonder why, you know, he's never like really beat up on low like that. My mom was like, because he ain't crazy. He did try me one time. I took my daughter out the car seat, laid on the couch, put pillows on the floor, made sure she didn't fall, and I went to town on him. Put her back in her car seat because I used the Graco car seat on him. Put her back in the car seat, got in the car, and drove off.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I've noticed about men who are violent, they're not violent to other men. Because when my cousin showed up, it was a whole different story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
These allergies.
That pollen ain't nobody friend.
Oh.
Yeah, I promise you out. And that was my story too with him. He wasn't like that with other men. It was, just a.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
So after y'all both, like when Job Corps sent y'all home, were y'all from the same city or were y'all like in separate states? So you never saw him again?
I never saw him again. So he was in Louisiana and I was in Mobile. I think maybe once or twice we tried to, like, let's talk on the phone. But when I got back home to Mobile, I was like, you out of sight, out of mind. And I just kind of, went on by my way and got into another relationship. And that was another thing. I didn't like to be alone. So I would just go this relationship, that relationship, but they all were abusive.
Yeah.
They all were in different forms. But the most violent one I was in was with my daughter's dad and everything. That's the one that I literally almost died.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're glad that you're still here.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen. Is he like locked up or?
No. So when I made the decision to finally leave, the night that I did almost die and everything, when I left and, finally after I recovered, he moved on to someone else. And of course, I was a liar. I never put my hands on her and every woman he's been with after me. And they end up calling me. Can we talk? Can we talk? And I'm just like, but no, I was crazy. I was a liar. And so I don't have a relationship with him. My daughter does. And, she knows everything. I didn't hide anything from her.
Excuse me.
She pretty much knows. And so she had, but I don't.
Yeah.
He can't get a hello from me.
Does she feel a way about him because she knows the truth about him, like what happened?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Somewhat she do, but they're not like close, but they have one. So, and I didn't want to do anything to interfere with that because how he was with me may not be how he is as a father or anything. So, yeah.
Ooh, excuse me, and that's crazy because men who are like terrible to their women and are abusive, they may be great with their kids, which has always shocked me because how can you do this but then turn around and be like the best father ever? Because to me, in order to be a great father, if you're with the kid's mother or not, you still have to have some type of respect for the woman that gave you these kids.
Exactly.
Which is how I always been great. Now my baby father, they were just 8-ish all across the board. So it didn't matter whatsoever. But whenever I watch these true crime shows and stuff, and I read the statistics, like when a woman leaves, that's the worst time for her. And she may go back a number of times before she's truly ready to go. And I used to be one of those girls, like I said, oh, why don't you just go? Like you keep going back, da 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 da. But that's when you're younger and you don't know no better because you don't know what you're gonna do until you're actually in that situation.
So I went back 7 times. It's like God will remove him and I'll let him come back. So because he will go between me and his other baby mama. So
Oh,
like he went between us, and she was, I guess y'all say she was more like you. She was a fighter, even though
yeah,
he used to fight her too. She was
yeah.
fighting him back. I'm talking about square up with him. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like that. I wouldn't fight back and everything. And so he would go back and forth between us, and babies were coming back and forth between me and her and everything. And every time he would leave, it like my life would get better. It would just be better. And then he would pop up and ruin it again. And so it finally got to a point where I feel like God was just like, you want him this bad, I'm gonna let you have him. Because he then got married on you and you took him back. He had another baby on you, you took him back. He's abusing you, you took him back. So I'm gonna let you have him. And the consequence of that was he left me laying in the field, bleeding in my head, dying. He had bust my head open. Yep. And I almost died that night.
I hate to hear that because it just like I always would say like, how you mad at me for leaving because I'm tired of you treating me like this?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah. And his mother was no help. He had one of those mothers where just stop making him mad and he won't hit you. She was like that. And just no help because basically she didn't want him to, I guess, be at her house arguing and fussing and fighting at her. And the first time I realized that she was not on my side, he literally had like knocked me unconscious. And when I woke up, she was in my house. I was in my bed and she was like playing in my hair. And I was like, because I'm like, how did you get here? And he lied and told her I fell in the bathtub and hit my head and she came
yeah,
down there. But I was like, you know what he did to me. And she was like, I
yeah.
know, and everything. But she was just no type of support, none whatsoever. It just stopped making him mad. That was her thing.
I noticed our elders in the Black community, they like to sweep things up under the rug. I have heard my grandmother say, kind of like what his mom said, well, don't make them mad. Don't do this. Instead of saying, well, don't be hitting her.
Yes.
Get
Or
your ass
leave because you deserve better. Get out of there. So
it's more don't make them mad, don't do this. And like I started therapy when COVID happened. Because I had caught COVID. We call it the OG COVID. Because they got all these other, but I had
what this COVID is now, that's not the original one.
I had the OG, okay?
Oh, okay.
And I was in quarantine for 2 months because I had all of the symptoms. I had
Ooh.
everything except for loss of taste and loss of smell. So sitting up in your room for 2 months, you get to thinking about all types of stuff. And like I wanted to stop some stuff because, my kids would sometimes turn a mirror on to me and make me look at myself, And I'm like, okay, so I got out to therapy because there were some things I needed to work on because my relationships weren't in like physical violence, but like I'm a demon when it comes to this tongue. I would cut you down and sleep like a baby. Okay? But it would be like because like men would be even my son has said, "Ma, you so aggressive and da 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 da." And I'm not gonna lie, I'd be quick to pop a man in his mouth like I done told you I ain't with that today. Like don't talk da 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 and all this other type of stuff. Being attracted to the toxins, like thinking it's cute and stuff. So I was like, well, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the issue. So maybe I need to talk to somebody to see, like, and the women in my family are very aggressive. Like, ain't no submissive woman in my family. Like, I have seen my mama lock my daddy out the house. She has told us don't open up the door. I've heard them yell. I have heard her pop him because he'll be like, one day is honey, the next day I'm a mother. You know.
It sound like my mother.
Yes, all type of stuff. So, I was like, because like some of my cousins, like, I'm in my soft girl era, and I'm like, well, I'm still a thug. I don't know. I don't know about the soft girl era, but I think like my therapist was telling me like, because I had a relationship. I've been engaged twice. I know, shocking y'all, shocking.
I've been engaged twice too, and I was married.
Well, I left both of them. I woke up one day. I was like, I'm not going down there because they weren't good for me, and I wasn't good for them.
Yeah.
But my second fiance. If people go back and listen to the previous episodes, I do like story times with Lo, where I tell stories about stuff that has happened to me. And his nickname on this show is Fat Ass. That's what everybody know him by. But he was one of my worst relationships. Like you said earlier, isn't just like physical, but anything that can happen in a relationship happened with him. Like there was physical, he had a baby on me, verbal abuse, mental abuse, all type of stuff like that happened. And that's when I kind of got into my villain era, because I was like, I'll never let someone else treat me like that again.
Yeah.
I turned around and started like being a villain. Like, so I was like, well, maybe I need to get in therapy, because it's like, because like, for instance, like I was talking to a guy in the military, and he said something to me. I said, I see you got your sassy pants on. But like, I did that to cut him down because he's in the military. He's like got a high rank, so I wanted to like let him know, like, yeah, they may listen to you, but I'm not about to listen to you. And my therapist like, well, you probably have lost out on a great man, like calling the man sassy pants.
The pants. Okay.
The thing is, like, I like to like break them down, and I'm like, that's not good. That's probably not a good thing to do.
You single?
Happily single.
Okay.
I'm happily single, and I have not had sex in over 2 years. You know why? Because one, I am mean, and two, I ain't got time for nobody bald headed nappy head son. Okay, I ain't got the time for it. Okay, because like you said, when you stop messing around with your ex, good things start happening. The best moments in my life have been without a man.
Girl, so it's been 9 years I've been single. And around about the same amount of time of sexual wise, but I have accomplished so much single
Yeah.
than I ever did. Cause like when I would give it a man, he become my whole world. Like he become everything. And I'm talking about just everything. But now that I've been single, like I've completed my master's degree. Thank you. I bought a home for me and my children. I got a great career. Now I'm walking into, with the speaking and the book.
Yeah.
I'm single. I'm single, but it's just like in a relationship, and not saying that, marriage is a desire for me. I do desire, but it's not a goal.
Yeah.
I'm really at a point in my life where if it happens, great. If it don't happen, it's still great, because I'm still gonna live my life and do what I need to do. But I'm real content. I'm real content. I can get up and go as I please. I don't have to worry about nobody saying, "Where you at? What you doing? You gotta go." Except my children be like, "Mom, you coming home? Mom, you here?" That's it. But it's I'm happily single as well.
Yes, and that I feel like I want somebody that'll bring something into my life versus taking.
Take away.
And I've had that. Like I've lost it all behind my ex.
Me too.
I lost everything. I lost my nice townhouse, my nice SUV. I lost everything. I ended up having to move in with a friend because I lost everything behind him. And I was like, never again. And that's when I really like locked into my hustle. And I sent my kids away for a summer. I worked all the overtime I could, got us another apartment, started building back up my credit, built my house, got my credit up, got my kids through high school. I'm making the most money, thank you, Jesus, that I've ever made, because as a teen mom and a single mom, there was times where you got to make $20 stretch
until
the second week. So it's like, I just want somebody that's like equal to me.
That can bring value to your life, not so much take away. Well, first off, let me just say congratulations on you rebuilding your life, because I'm a firm believer. It doesn't matter how many times you start over, because you can always write a new book and a new chapter and everything. So I've been where you are. Me and my son was homeless for a period of time, losing everything behind his dad.
Yeah.
And so that's why I never put myself in that situation ever again, to ever have to depend on anybody or anyone at all, period. So congratulations to you. That was a wonderful thing. Amen. We us Black women, boy, the amount of stuff that we have in us, girl.
Yes. And like when listening to your story and we talking about this stuff, it kind of makes me, this is not going left, loose lippers, but I'm gonna tie this in. Because I get on like Twitter and stuff, and I just like look at what people are saying and stuff like that. And Tyler Perry, his plays showcases a lot of trauma that we experience. But it's kind of like, and people were saying this, like when he did the movie Straw with Taraji P. Henson, I'm not gonna lie, it was a good movie, and I cried because I'm a single mother, so I could kind of relate to what she was going through. But people was like, "Why do Black women got to go through so much trauma in your movies, Tyler Perry? Like, we are happy."
Yeah.
Like,
So can I say something about that?
yeah,
So when you look back at the old Tyler Perry, so like when he first came out, a lot of his stuff was faith-based,
yeah,
God-based. You know,
mhm,
it had a little drama here and there, but it wasn't like nothing super, super
mhm,
serious. It may be,
yeah,
oh, she got slapped or, something like
yeah,
that, but it always
mhm,
led back to God. So
yes,
it's this man, I cannot think of that man's name, but he did like a 4-hour video on Tyler Perry and it's on YouTube. And when I
okay,
find it, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. It was like a
okay,
4-hour video and the stuff that he broke down. So, Tyler Perry mom, the man that she was with, he
mhm,
found out that was not his dad. After all those years, he found out it was not his dad. And she didn't know who his dad was.
mhm,
And, I feel like the way his movies and things are now, he changed completely when his mom died. It's like the real him came out. And all that anger and all that aggression that, because you stayed with a man that beat me, that beat you, that did all this. And so now I couldn't do nothing to him, but I
mhm,
can write it out and target all these Black women. Because if you notice, they getting cheated on, they getting beat on, they just in the struggle.
mhm,
And it's like that's how his mentality is toward Black women.
mhm.
And
It's like
it's sad.
it's like he. I'm not gonna say he hates Black women, but it's like he hates Black women. It's like whatever, like you said, the anger that he feels toward his mom,
He get to write it out. And
he
yeah,
to write it out. And I'm not against him writing it out because if that's therapeutic for you, but
then get your help.
we're not gonna heal.
Yes. We're
We're
not
not.
all struggling. We're not all struggling
Yes.
single mom. We're not all in the trauma. Can you write something that's beautiful? Now that little show that the other show he came out with, it was a sheet of people when the lady was like the governor. I
Yes.
liked that. It was a complete
Good.
difference from what
Yes.
he was doing. Cause baby, I don't know what he doing on Beauty and Black. I don't know what he's doing with
Honestly,
that.
only thing that I would watch from Tyler Perry are his old plays. I can't watch any
No.
of his stuff that he does now because it's so traumatic, and I
Did
just
you see that new one? Have you heard about the new one, the Joe movie?
yeah, I heard about it. I haven't watched it. I heard about it.
I'm so glad I watched that. Cause see, my daughter, she likes the wedding destination one, and that one's not really bad about the girl,
Yeah.
the girl going to get married. Got a little cussing here and there, but
Yeah.
that Joe one, I'm glad I watched that one because it
So is
was
that
absolutely,
good?
it was ridiculous. It
Okay.
was. I'm talking about every other word was a cuss word. I'm talking
Yeah.
about full straight on sex. It was just, and he tried to kind of like throw in some Black history stuff that I guess it kind of overshadow. But I was like, I don't know who this person is right here.
You
And
know, we
so
was talking about this at work because we was talking about Kanye West, and we was like, and like the Diddy and everything going on, and
hmm
I was like, I think this was always in them, but when they started getting some money and power,
yes,
and people went like fighting them. That's when they, let the true
yeah,
them out.
yeah. Because basically that's who they was all along. But now you got money and power behind you. You can be that way.
And that's another form of abuse, financial power,
Oh yes,
like a man or even a woman, because women can
hmm
be abusive too. Hey,
yes they can.
and I'm not making fun of it, but I
But it
have,
happens. It happens, yeah.
yeah.
I've
But
known some women that are cold clean like a man not, baby. I'm talking about now you be like, good Lord. So yeah, it
yeah,
happens.
but like financial abuse and stuff, like I tell both my kids, do not depend on anybody, not even me. I'm your mom. And I'm here for you, but don't even depend on me. Set yourself up so you can depend on you and not because men, and I'm gonna say men because that's all I deal with, but women too, like Gabrielle Union, she said in her first marriage she was the breadwinner. So she thought it was okay for her to cheat because she was making the most money.
I saw that interview.
Excuse me. And that's how it is. That people feel like they make the most money.
They can do what they want to do.
They
Yeah.
want to do. I know a guy. I think he's on his third marriage now. And I asked him one day when he was in his second marriage, I said, why? I was like, you have a beautiful wife. Y'all have a beautiful blended family. He seems successful. You seem successful. I was like, why are you adamant about cheating? And he was like, well, I love her. But my dad told me, since I'm the breadwinner, I can do this. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my goodness. You know, I tell my son and my daughter, and even my youngest one, because she just 11, but I'm still trying to show her.
Yeah.
Because when you move out of my house,
Excuse me.
I don't want you to be so quick to run in and go live with a man or run and let a woman come live with you. And when that do happen,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be able to know how to cook. You can
Mm-hmm.
clean. You can wash your own clothes. You can pay your own bills. You can do everything while you're alone. And
Exactly.
then when you get with somebody, you can help. You don't, because baby, I have seen some men out here. You know, their mama have done nothing for them. They
Yeah.
basically go from their mama to a woman that she wants them to be their mama. He want her to be the mama. So that's what
Lord,
I be trying to teach. Oh no, you're fine.
I'm knocking down stuff. I'm sorry.
Because I didn't have that. Everything I had to do, I had to learn on my own because I've been taking care of myself. I was 11 because both of my parents were on drugs. So I grew up taking care of myself. So all the things I tried to show them, I had to go through all that first. And not saying you're not going to make your own mistakes because
Yeah.
we can't stop every mistake they make, but I can teach you a better way.
Exactly. And I do the same thing, like especially with my son. Like you said, I teach both my kids. Know how to clean, know how to cook, make your own money, depend on yourself. Go, like, you're in college, live your life.
Yeah,
But first, find out who you are before you.
exactly.
Cause trying to find out who you are with somebody else doesn't work. Cause like I told them, I was 17 when I had my daughter. I turned 18 the next day because she was the day before my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't plan on being a single mother. I was actually going off into the Air Force, but I also had a full scholarship to a college. But I wanted to go to the Air Force because I was from a smaller town and I wanted to get away. So I got pregnant. I stayed back. I did my scholarship and I told them, and they know I have spent from 17 on up to 36, 37 taking care of them. I put everything that I kind of wanted to do on
Uh-huh.
hold after I haven't really dated by choice because I'm not gonna lie, I don't bring nobody around my kids because people just be crazy. And so I told him, like, I would like trying to find yourself when you're with somebody and
It's a hard thing.
it's a hard
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
to do. And
yeah.
you could become easily manipulated. Like my
Mhm.
daughter's
And
father,
distracted. And
yes, like,
distracted. Everything I'm doing now, by the grace of God, I thank God that he's still there. But
yes, yeah,
I should have been doing this years ago, but I was so caught up with men.
yeah,
I was so caught up, because since I was 15, I've always been in a relationship. I've never been alone. This is the first time I've been like alone, no
mm-hmm.
prospects, no anything. And I'm at a point where I'm teaching my children, find your purpose before you find a person.
Is that, ooh, that was a word. She not a preacher, but she preaching.
Thank you. And so that's what I'm trying to instill in them and just doing what I'm doing now. Cause in my 20s, like I had my son at 19. And so I was pregnant, I was being a mom. I didn't have a chance to but still be a mom. And
Mm-hmm.
now that I can do the things that I want to do, I'm like, man, I wish I could have did this years ago, but I knew
Yeah.
my mind wasn't ready back then
Right.
because I was
And
still broken.
like people ask me sometimes, like my kids have even asked me, like, do I regret having them? And I tell them no. Like if I could change anything, I would have changed, who I chose to have
Girl,
kids. I was
I
like,
got
because you deserve
3 baby
better.
daddies. 1, 2, 3.
2 of them. And I was like, y'all deserve better.
Yes.
And a father, I said, but things play out the
Yes.
way they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I may be in the spot that I don't know if my life will be better or if it'd be worse off, but I'm where I'm supposed to be. So I always tell them, like, I don't regret you. I just regret who I had you with because y'all deserve better.
Yeah, that's another whole show right there. If you ever want to do that one, please have me back on. Cause
I will.
girl,
So
whew,
I seen on your page because I be looking at people's page. I just know you welcome. I'm just nosy, child. And I saw you had something on there about like dating in your 40s, and I'll be 40 in September. And I tried a relationship like 2 years ago, and I was just like, I gotta ask you how your day is. I'm tired. Like, just ain't gonna work for me.
you get a
Like,
text message, be like, "I hope you have a good day." Like, don't tell me what to do.
right? Everybody know I keep my phone on D&D. Like the only people that can get in touch with me is my kids. And he would be complaining like, I can't get in touch with you when I call. Like I want to hear the phone ring. And I was like, well, put the phone in your name and pay this bill. It's me and both my kids on this plan, and we all got 3 iPhones, and the other one want to upgrade. So pay this bill, and I'll turn the D&D off. So like for you, like when you, I know you say you don't have no prospects now, but like when you have probably like tried to date or like, has it been easy for you, or do you just find yourself like, I'd rather just go home and watch a movie?
Baby, let me tell you something. Mobile men,
Mm-hmm.
the majority of them here. That's why I always say I don't think my husband is here. Because
Yeah.
the majority of the mobile men here, they
Mm-hmm.
only want one thing.
Got
And
you.
Mobile is really small. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows everybody. And I'm
Yeah.
just real shocked that not one woman has came up to me and be like, I need to tell you about your baby dad. So I guess they must have kept them under wrap then because nobody ever did. But they're only really after one thing. So on that episode, I actually shared like the last date that I had went on.
Mm-hmm.
And girl. So every time I try to date, it
Mm-hmm.
seems like the Lord is saying no.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It ends disaster. But that was a true disaster.
Yeah.
We when me and my last daughter's dad broke up.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he had been watching us. We used to go to the gym together. And
Okay.
right when we broke up and I posted I was single and this and that, he jumped in my inbox and was like, hey, I was watching you and do you want to go out? And of course, he had cheated. He had already was with the person he had cheated with. So I was like, yeah, let's go out, let's do it. Girl, baby, he took me to Hooters. First red flag.
Oh no.
Hooters.
We don't
The
do.
second thing, his phone vibrated the whole night. And I was like, hey, you got to get that. He said, oh, no, it's just the mother of my children. And I was like, well, hey, I'm a mom. Just make sure everything's okay. She
Right.
called me like, oh, she don't want nothing. So I was like, all right. You're not going to answer her phone calls. Okay. So then he was like, do you want to come back to my place? Like, we can have a nightcap. We can just talk. So I don't know. I don't know what my kids was at night. I think somebody was babysitting them. That's just how long ago it was. But I was like, sure, we can come back, have a little drink. He lived right around the corner. I followed him there. Girl, the minute I'm walking inside, going to the front room, he
Yeah.
literally grabs my hand and
Mm-hmm.
started trying to pull me to the bedroom. So I was like,
No.
hey, like,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? And he
No.
was like, you know how you Mobile women are? When you say nightcap, that means we better go have, and I was like, well, I'm not like that. I don't
Mm.
know you at
Okay.
all. Period. So I left.
Yeah.
Literally, 2 weeks later, he
Mm-hmm.
got arrested for raping and strangling a woman.
Now that was not the plot twist I was looking for. This is turned into a Tyler Perry movie. That was God telling you.
Yeah, I got it. And then that was it. I have not been on a date since then. He actually sent me a friend request a few years ago. I was like, hurry up and block you, sir. You serious? So I was like, well, Lord, let me just focus on what you need me to focus on. And if you come along, you do. Because any other time I try to talk to a guy, it's either what you doing all day long, don't want to make any plans, don't have any kind of goal. Then you ask them, well, tell me about yourself. What you want to know? I'm asking you. You don't know about yourself? You don't know who you are. I mean, I go to work. It's always I have a job. I got this, but you can't
Mm-hmm.
never tell me nothing deep. Do
Right.
you believe in God? Do you go?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I talk to him. I may go to. It's all kind of stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, oh Lord. So
Yeah.
they be acting like they turn to 10-year-olds when you be like, tell me about yourself. Would you like to? So
Yeah. Like whenever I start talking to a guy, I immediately be like, okay, God, if I need to know something, go ahead and show me now, because you know how I
please don't
am.
let me waste my time.
My patience is then, I like to be at home watching my Tubi. Okay? Show me something. And he always do, because I don't have the time for it. Because my thing is, how can you not have a conversation and you're at this big grown age? Like you said, talking about God, politics, aliens, whatever.
Something.
Read something like, because I like to have a conversation before, because I'm not about to, because I put on my Facebook page one day, I said, y'all men gonna quit inviting us to your house on the first day. I said, because a chick like me gonna rob you. I'm gonna call my cousins, I'm gonna share my location, and we gonna rob you.
I'm leaving with something. I'm leaving with something.
You gonna learn your lesson the hard way, okay? Quit doing that, because they be trying to say women don't go to these men how, because these men may hurt you, which is true, but quit inviting us women, because a girl like me, I'm gonna get you robbed. And I'm like, now
Yeah.
learn your lesson as I
Mm-hmm.
walk out with your TV.
Or either half of them still with their mama, still living with their mama house.
I got tired of all these questions, so I created me a Google Doc that I send these men when they want to know something. It's a Google Doc of everything, and then you can fill out your part. And the very first question is, who do you live with? Do you live with your mama? If so, is she really sick? Do you have a roommate? If so, is it your mama? Is it somebody else? Is it a 5-year-old? Is your name
Yeah.
on the lease?
Okay.
Your name. Do you know
Or
your
you still living with your baby mama? We don't sleep under the same covers, but no, you still live with your. Okay. I
let me
had
tell
a dude tell me that one time. I'm in the front room and she in the bedroom. Come on now.
my second fiance, so his baby mama, I never forget on Christmas, he was like, I'm gonna go spend the night because I want to be there when my daughter open up her gifts. I said, well, you can just stay there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can
Okay.
just stay there.
Girl. Mm.
I tell you, dating now is totally because I
Yeah.
don't have the patience. I don't have the patience.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
My aunts and stuff be like, how your husband gonna find you in the house? I said, I serve an awesome God.
Just gotta knock on the door.
Okay, I serve an awesome God.
Or something, because these men out here, if they ain't on the down low, if they
Okay,
ain't got multiple baby mamas, if
and
they
I don't have time. I feel like, do you feel like because of the stuff that you've experienced, like your discernment is just like,
it is. So because I went through all that and I spent time with the Lord and went to therapy and allowed him to heal me, I see things a lot more clearly now versus back when I was just broken and I
yeah,
wanted to have somebody and I just would take
mhm,
anything just to say I wouldn't be alone.
mhm,
Girl, the stuff I put up with, I was like, Lord, never again. Because I put up with some stuff. Just say I have a man for cute pictures on the internet, and behind closed door, we hate each other.
going through hell
I'm
just to
talking
put up.
about straight hell every day. So I said, never again. I'm going to smile and put my pictures up because I'm happy on the inside. I got joy on the inside. I'm not putting on the front for nobody. So if you
And,
ever was like, go on my page, I talk about the Lord and I talk
mhm,
about my kids and I talk about my growth. And you know what I'm saying? That's, if I get into a relationship, like I
mhm,
said, that's all good. But it's
yeah,
not just going to be the basis of my whole
yeah,
entire life. I had a friend from the moment I met her. Every year, her New Year's resolution was, I'm getting married. I'm
mhm,
getting married. And literally, she settled. I feel like she settled for this man just because he wanted to marry her. But the man she really wanted to marry, unfortunately, he had passed away and everything. And so I really feel like she just kind of settled because,
mhm,
okay, you want to marry me? I'm getting
yeah,
up in age. I'm this and that. But when you have discernment, you can see things that other people can't see. So it'd be like when I be seeing the pictures, I'd be like, Lord, and I'm not jealous. Why am I
mhm,
feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? Because something going on behind clothes. It ain't what you think it is. And it's like all day. I'm talking about from all day long. I was like, good Lord, I don't want to see my husband that much.
hey,
I like my space. That was another
yeah.
thing. I like to have my alone time.
Is that a Virgo thing? Because like I hear Virgo men say it. I hear Virgo women say it. My daughter, she's a Virgo. Like I love my space. Like we had this big debate on Facebook because we on one of our previous episodes on Loose, we had a guest on, and I said separate houses, happy spouses. I'm not living with my husband. I'm not doing that. Not unless we got a big enough house because I need my own room. I need my own bathroom. I need my own closet. I need to be able to not look at you when I first get home from work because I need to not depress, but compress. You may make me depressed seeing you right when I walk through the door. Like, let me come to you. Like, don't be running up on me and all this other type of stuff. Like, I need my time. I need my space.
I think I said that to my son a while back. I was like, I wonder if people feel it weird that I kind of want to have my own place and he have his own place and I can go visit him, but he can come visit me, but we're not living together. And you know who is like that? Cheryl Lee Ralph. She
Yeah.
had recently came out and said, and she's been married like 30 years, and she said they have never lived together and they
And
marriage is strong than ever.
I think that's why it's strong.
Yeah.
Not saying you can't live together and not have a
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
relationship, but like I always tell people, do what works for you. What works for me, I need my space because on the other side of my bed is my laptop, my tablet, my phone, my glasses, my remote control, and maybe some snacks. Okay.
And here you come laying on top of that.
Okay. I don't need that in my life, and I think when you gone through some stuff and you've been by yourself for so long, it's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you don't want nobody to disturb that because you don't know what they coming with. Peace or trials and
That's bringing another world into your
yeah.
world, and you got to try to fit, because a lot of people didn't grow up the way you grew up. You know,
Mm,
they may you got to bring all that together, and
yeah.
so, ooh,
Do
girl.
you see your older kids? Because I know your two older kids are adults in quotation marks. Do you see like maybe they like? Do they kind of like date differently because of like, could you being honest with them about what you've been through, or are they just like going through those young people emotions?
So I noticed a thing with my son. So he's had three, so quote unquote girlfriends and
Okay.
everything. And so I was trying to, it seemed like all the ones that he was getting with, they had
Mm-hmm.
daddy issues. They had like daddy trauma. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because he had issue and trauma with his dad. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, those spirits, they know each other. And
Yeah.
I was like, you got to clear some things up in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do get the right woman, and not saying that everyone's going to be perfect or you're not going to have any baggage, but you will know a person that's
Mm-hmm.
healed versus the person that's not. And so I
Right.
told him, you're young,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have any kids, work on
Yeah.
yourself, work on your
Mm-hmm.
life and what you want to do. And the right woman will come along, because you know what? She going to be out there working on herself, getting herself together, and you guys can come together. Now, my oldest daughter, she said she don't want to get married. She wants to be a veterinarian. She loves animals. And so her thing is, I want to be with my animals and have my peace.
My daughter is going to school to be a veterinarian. She said she doesn't want to get married. She don't want to get. Do we have the same child? She said she don't want kids. She don't want
Nope,
to get married.
none of that.
I told my kids, you don't have to have kids. I don't care about being a
Me
mother.
neither.
I do not care about that. Do what's happening. The bloodline can end here, baby. Okay, I
So
don't care about having.
now I honestly think, if it do come down maybe to graduate, I think it may be my youngest. I just have a feel, because she expressed her feeling that she would like to be a
Mhm.
mom one day and everything.
Yeah,
Honestly, I'm not looking at that for that middle one, because she
yeah,
already was like her and her animals, and
yeah,
she's just happy being with herself and
yes,
everything. And so it may go either way with my son and everything, but he
yeah,
real bougie. He's real
yeah.
bougie. He a pretty boy.
I said- So my daughter, she's like your daughter. She's going to school to be a veterinarian. Like we'll be in the mall and like guys will try to approach her. Like I never forget this one guy tried to talk to her. She's like, "You're short and you look like you cheat." And she walked off. And I said, "I'm so sorry." I was like, I don't know what. I was like, baby girl. I said, how do they look like they cheat? Because I need to know. Because I've been messing up. Like,
What do you
what,
think?
what do
Okay, where
you?
she go to school at?
She goes to Newberry.
Okay, so she's at like a physical college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Congratulations to her. We
ma'am.
need more black veterinarians out here. We really do.
Yes, and we need more black everything.
Everything.
We got enough rappers. We got enough basketball players. We got enough football players. Like,
Yeah.
side
I
note,
can't stand that stigma of difficult culture talk. So my son is like tall, and that's what everybody was saying. Oh, why he not playing sports? Because he's into computers and books. Basketball and foot, that's not everybody's route in life.
that was my son. My son's tall. He likes to box. He has an athletic build. And so they be like, well, won't you do this? Won't you do that? I'll never forget, because my son loves music. He's going to college to do psychology, business, and music.
Amen.
I never forget. They was like, bring him out to play football. Da, da, da. So I did. He had to be like 7 or 8. And the coach was like, well, son, what you want to play? My son said, I want to play music. And I said, take that off my son, because y'all not going to tear him up out there on this field.
Right now, let's go.
I don't want to. And if they do play football, they just want to have fun. They don't want to go to the NFL and do any of that. And I feel like we do need more teachers, because when I was growing up, I had a lot of black teachers. My black teachers went to school with my parents. They went to church with my grandparents. So if we got in trouble at that week, Sunday, Miss Cunningham was coming up the aisle after church. Well, let me tell you about your grandbaby. You don't, Miss Cunningham, be quiet. So,
Don't
and
get me in trouble.
don't get me in trouble. Like, I saw black teachers. My uncle was my assistant principal. All this type of stuff. We had this thing called the Fashionetta, where we was sponsored by an AKA, and it was like a coming out ball. Like I remember I wore a wedding gown. They got an outfit for me. Like we all wore white gowns, white gloves. We danced with like guys, like a little ball or stuff like that with the pearl, like what they did on Greenleaf.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so like I tell my kids, like, be whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
Like don't be what you think society wants you to be, because we need more of us in the doctor's offices, in the schools with our
Definitely
kids.
in the schools, yeah.
They can understand them. Like, we got enough rappers and enough football players and enough basketball players. Okay, we've dominated all that. Let's
And
dominate
half these rappers out here, you don't know what they rapping about, and they can't rap in either. Like, Lord.
at all. So I wanted to ask you, because you have, and I like people who start nonprofit organizations to help other people, because I always say it's something extra in somebody who wants to help other people, because I always say I don't have that, because I know me. Like, when I see parents with kids with disabilities, I always give them their flowers, because it takes a strong person to do that, and to like want to mentor and help other people. Like, I don't have that in me, because I know me. So I can honestly say, and I'm not ashamed of it, I don't have that in me, like, to do nothing like that. Like, if I see somebody homeless or something, I will get them something to eat. Like, if somebody comes to me for advice, I will give them advice. It may not be the best advice. It may not want to be the advice you want to hear, because I am that friend that my friends do not like to tell me anything, because they know I'm going to tell the truth. I ain't going to tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
But people who like wants to like help people and do stuff like that, it's something extra in y'all, and I applaud y'all for wanting to do that, because everybody, it's not in them, and there are some people who do it that don't need to be doing it.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the nonprofit organization. Tell everybody the name, when it started, why it started, and all that good stuff.
Well, thank you, ma'am. So it's called Help Me Help You. And it is a nonprofit for survivors, but it's also for people that are still in a domestic violence, situation. So it actually was prophesied to me by somebody who I hadn't seen in years. Like, we was friends, we lost touch with each other, and out the blue one day she called me through Facebook, which I don't like that, but she called me through Facebook. She didn't have my number,
Yeah.
and she just asked for my number, and she was like, "The Lord had been laying you on my heart, and I've got to tell you what He shared with me." And so I was like, "Okay." So I said, I was at a baby shower, and I was like, "Can you just maybe give me an hour or two? I'll be back home." So we kind of talked and caught up. She didn't know I had another child. After I had my third baby then. And she was just like, "Well, I'm just going to tell you." So she kind of, what I'm doing now, she prophesied it to me about just, writing a book and about the organization. She even gave me the name for it. She said, "God said, this is what I want you to name. It's called Help Me Help You." And so just looking back on all the years when I was in my situations, I gained a lot of resources.
Yeah.
So basically, the point of my nonprofit is counseling, because I have resources that can help you get a house. I have resources that can help you get a job. But if you don't change your mind, if you don't heal, you're just going to let the abuser come back, or you're just going to go out and find another abuser. So the basis of it, you have to go through counseling. You have to, you know what I'm saying? And it may not be for everybody. At least we be planting the seeds, so you will be like, "Well, no, this person hit me. I'm not going to get with them." Or, "No, I'm seeing something here." So I based off of counseling first and everything. And then I provide you if you need this, because I've had some help over the years. And so thank God I was able still to reach out to these people and say, "I'm starting this and I'm doing that." And, and they're welcome to partner, to partner with me. So that's basically, and then for people that are still in the situation that's not quite ready to leave, because I've been there.
Yeah.
It took me getting tired too, really, because I've had people walk away from me and was like, "I just cannot see you getting abused anymore, and you won't do nothing about it." Because I had let him beat me down to I didn't even know who I was anymore. So when those people come, I don't judge, I don't criticize. I lend the ear. Let's talk about it. And so I'm planting seeds up in them. You may not be ready to leave, but you remember the conversation that we had. So I don't turn anyone away. If you want to talk, you want to inbox, you want to DM, I'm here for you. Because at one time that seed gonna grow, and you're gonna go. You're gonna leave. So that's what it is.
Because that's probably what they need. They may not
Yeah.
have. They may feel ashamed to
Anyway.
like talk to their mama,
Yeah.
a friend, and if they go talk to them, they may not get the answer that they need, or they feel like they need. And because you went through it, you can relate to them more than maybe somebody else can. And then, no shade, Black people, but if we go to one of our elders, it's gonna be like a Tyler Perry movie. Well, what did you do?
Yeah. And then a lot of them stayed back then because they didn't have no sense. Like my grandmother, good Lord, God bless her soul.
Mm-hmm.
She stayed with the father of her children, 9 children by him. He left her for the woman down the hall with like 3, 4 children, would take care of her children. Like he shot my grandmother. I
God.
mean, he did some stuff to her and she stayed. And that was just the mentality back then. You stay and you put up with it. No, you don't have to stay. The
And
first sign, you get out of there and don't look back.
that's why I hate when I see people be like, why aren't relationships lasting like our grandparents? First of all, go talk to your grandparent. Because depending on the era that your grandmother was born in, women couldn't have a bank account. Women couldn't own houses. Women couldn't do anything. So they
Nothing.
had to stay, especially to make sure their kids were okay, no matter what your granddaddy was doing. So what
Exactly.
you wasn't the real story behind closed doors. Women, we have options now, which side note, this administration is trying to take away. I'm pissed off at everybody who didn't vote for the lady with the silk press, but that's neither here nor there. But we have options now. We don't have so we not gonna be like our grandmothers, but there are women who are in those situations, and I'm glad they have someone like you that they can come talk to. Like you said, even if they're not ready to leave, you're planting those seeds because, like you said, you got tired, and most people don't leave. Like even if the relationship isn't being physical abuse, but it's just bad, you're not gonna leave until you like truly tired.
Yes.
You have to be tired. That's like anybody that's like on drugs or whatever. Like I never forget, I was dealing with a guy, and I was talking to one of my friends, and I told her, I said, I know I need to leave, but I'm not tired yet. When I get tired, I'ma
You'll
leave.
get up out of there. Yeah.
And I was on the phone with him one day, and I knocked on the line. I was like, I don't want you anymore. Like it just clicked, and I hung up.
Just like that.
I put on this bad dress. I was going out with my girls that night, and I posted a picture, and I was back in the game. I was back in the game, y'all. To all my baddies out there, let me say this. I know. All you gotta do is post that one pic, and you back in the game. You ain't got to leave your house. Get dressed up, take that pic, take that dress off, watch Tubi. You ain't got to leave the house. Just let them know you still got it. You ain't got to respond to nobody in your DMs. Just let them know you still got it and go to bed.
That's it, ma'am. I'm gonna send you some movies on Tubi and stuff. I just got into it, and one day I was like, they really got some decent stuff on them. Like they really do.
Me and my friend Haiti, shout out to Haiti. I met her through podcasting many years ago. That's like one of my best friends now. She lives in New York, her and Lex. They had a podcast. They still have a podcast called Ladies Podcast. Me and Haiti started a podcast called The Rewatch because we were always watching Tubi movies. So we started well, let's just podcast about it, talk about it. Now, we don't do it right now because of our schedule. But let me just tell you, all my Tubi husbands, they talk to me on IG. They talk to me on all my Tubi husbands, okay? Now, I will say this. I'll never go to Detroit. If I go, don't get you a man. Don't get you a best friend because you're going to end up a Tubi movie, okay? But they have some great independent films on there. And mainstream in the Lifetime movies because you'll go to somebody getting shot in Detroit and wake up to a white girl beating up her best friend at the lake. You're like, what is going on?
I think I watched this once. I don't know if you heard. It's called Damascus. Have you ever heard of that before? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like it's a psychological type thing, but the black guy, it's a black cast. The OG Anvil, she up in there. The first one, she's in that one, and she play a therapist, and it's like he can put this thing on, and he can alter his reality to the way that he wanted to be. That was really good. And there was another called Dream House, where if you had any questions that you need to ask, you would write it down in this book, and you would go stay in the house. You like rented the house, and then when you would go to sleep, your questions would get answered. Like it would get answered immediately. It's called Dream House. Man, it was really good.
You say anything by Lisa Brown, Kamal Smith, Dennis Reed, Emery Lawson. I watch it on too because Lisa Brown, she's a producer. She actually made a movie about her life called He Played Me. Her husband actually he tried to kill her. It was in the news in Detroit. He tried to kill her because there was a domestic violence situation, and she tried to leave, and he tried to kill her. And she made a movie about her life. It's called He Played Me. And then there's a part 2 to it as well, and it's based off her true life, and it was in the news and everything up there in Detroit about she got out of it.
Well, baby, side note, stay away from Detroit.
Okay, just ride by.
That's
Just ride.
it. Hey, and keep going.
So I wanted to ask you, and this it's on topic, but it may be off topic because I'm always listening to TV, the radio and stuff. Like I listen to podcasts, I listen to talk radio and stuff. And like I told you earlier, the only person I know out of Mobile, Alabama is Ricky Smiley. I listen to the Ricky Smiley morning show. And side note, Ricky Smiley, he always talking about how he can cook because he ain't got no woman. So he always be like, I cook you some chicken, some cornbread, some green beans. I'm like, well, that's why they don't want you. You sound like somebody's grandma cooking all this food and stuff like that. But I was listening to something on their show, and it had something to do with Chris Brown, and they were saying like, people need to let go of what happened between him and Rihanna. It's been years ago. He's apologized, worked on himself, because it does feel like Chris Brown is still being vilified for what he did all those years ago. And we did see that photo of her face, and it's been so long since I listened to those interviews after, that happened where they interviewed Chris and where they interviewed Chris Brown. Excuse me, because some people were saying, like, Rihanna said, she did instigate it. People were like, she's from the islands. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh, my goodness. And Caribbean women, they fight and all this other type of stuff. Do you think that he still should pay for what? Because I'm being honest, you did it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take the consequences of what come along with what you did.
Yeah. So, with that situation right there, Chris Brown should be at a very higher level than what he is now. And if that wouldn't have happened, he would have been up there like Michael Jackson said. Like, he would have been up there. I would say at a certain point in time, if you continue just to rehash that past. Now, if you notice, Rihanna don't say anything about it. Like, she don't address it. She's moved forward past it. It's like the public eye won't let it go, in a sense. But if this man, and we don't know what his personal life is behind closed doors, we don't know. We only see what they show us, but we don't know if he's done work on himself or what he's done to try to change that or change himself. Maybe not change what people say about him, but change who he is as a man. He's a father now and all that. And that was his past. He was young. He was, young and everything. And it was wrong. It was very wrong. It was wrong for her to hit him. It was wrong for them to hit each other. And so I would say at a certain point in time, if you were holding on to it for the wrong reason, then of course they're gonna keep vilifying him.
Yeah.
And see, that's kind of like with my daughter's dad. He don't see what I'm doing. He feel like you just talking about the past and you just trying to make me look bad and make me this and make me that. I'm not rehashing on it. I'm telling my truth. Exactly. I'm telling what happened to me. And it's not, I never say his name. But people can put 2 and 2 together. You know what I'm saying? They dig up pictures 5-10 years ago of you and someone and everything. So I would say at a certain point in time now, it does kind of need to like die down. If she's not trying to build a platform off of it on domestic violence and share her story, and he's not, then why are we still talking about it? Because neither one of them are. Because this man got 4 kids, she got 3 kids. It's like they
even got back together at one point.
Yeah, they did, and she took them back. But I guess she realized it just wasn't gonna work after that.
And even when he was with Karrueche, like she got a 5-year restraining order against him and all that stuff. And then they was pictured together at Coachella. Like they weren't together, but they were talking. They were cordial with one another. But it just seems like I don't think he should pay for it for the rest of his life.
No, he definitely shouldn't.
But there are consequences.
It is, and I think that's his consequence right there. That he because he's being vilified, he get banned from a lot of stuff. They won't invite him no place, and he really hasn't reached the level of what everyone thought he was. Because at one point in time, Chris Brown was everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And he was making money. I say he's not making money now, but he really supposed to be higher than where he's at. But that one thing has branded him for the rest of his life. And that's his consequence.
Yeah, which is sad that it did and everything. Because like you said, he has kids. So I really think he may look at stuff different now because he has a daughter.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure somebody put their hands. That
it's gonna be over with.
Light skinned Bobby Brown gonna lose his mind. So it's just like, when I hear people talk about it, and I was just like, I get both sides of it. I don't think he should pay for it for the rest of his life, but I honestly feel like that's his consequence
Yeah,
for
it is. It
it. It's
really is.
sad because he's gonna be stuck unless people decide to forgive him. He's gonna be stuck at that level. But I do think, because I was looking at, so Gary Owens got married to his twin's mother. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was looking at the pictures and stuff, I was like, damn, a man can treat his ex so terribly and run off and get with the next chick and have all this happiness and get with somebody new and
Mm-hmm.
all his friends at the wedding and stuff. And I'm not saying that she's not healed, because she could be healed and moved on with her life. She's just not a celebrity. But even myself, when I dealt with my ex and all the stuff that we went through, I'm going off because I got to try to heal myself. But you're out here like living your life, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with you, but from what I see, it's like you living your life and you having a good time. Like, that can make you like,
Yeah.
I had a lot of anger because I was like, how could you like why are you happy?
That's a natural process to go through. I went through it even after coming out of being abused, because like I say, he moved on to the next woman real quick. And I'm over here dealing with the scars. I'm over here with your child, and you just went on to somebody else. So I went through all that. Like, I was angry. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, you almost killed me. You almost did
Mm-hmm.
this, and now you over here, with the next woman. So it is it's a natural process to go through. But the thing is, don't stay there.
Yeah.
And that's the point that a lot of women make. They stay there in that anger and they focus so much on what he's doing. But I had to shift my mind. And then once I shift my mind and start focusing on me and my children, then it's like what was really going on over there, it got exposed. But I
Mm-hmm.
was healed and I was over
Yeah.
him. So when I finally found out he was fighting her too and doing all that too, I was in a place where me and her ended up becoming great. It was the weirdest thing. He hated that. We ended up becoming great friends after, she left him. Because I think he one time he put his hands on her.
Mm-hmm.
She
The
was
right.
out of there. She was
Yeah.
up out of there and everything. So it's just all about how you gotta reshape
Mm-hmm.
your mind. You gotta strengthen your mind up, because you can be you can be in prison in your mind.
That is very true. It's like it was a quote that I saw, and I don't know it verbatim, but it's basically like, you're poisoning yourself, hoping that the person that hurt you
With
feel,
that.
and they're
Mm-hmm.
not feeling it at all. But I will say, like, the laws, some states are starting to get like stricter laws when it comes to domestic violence. But like a lot of states, like I'm in South Carolina,
Okay.
and they really don't do anything unless, unfortunately, someone.
Something to yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel
And
like
it's kind of like that here too.
yeah,
In the sense that is let something happen.
yeah,
We know what the happen is that they want to take action, but what
right.
about, and that's also another thing that I have kind of been praying about, trying
Mhm,
to, get, just get some type of, domestic violence
mhm,
law, because
yeah,
that could be like you
it
have a
should,
paper trail and you have things going on, lock that person up
yeah.
so that maybe it can save that woman's life.
Because
It can save that man's life, because women
yeah,
kill men and
exactly,
everything too, so it's vice versa. You see something going on, get them out of here. Get them off the
exactly.
street before it happens.
Because I feel like y'all been in law for enforcement, and if you've been in there for a long time, you know how
Yeah.
this can
Yeah.
turn out. Because I think Tennessee has a registry. You know how they have like a sex offenders registry. I think they have a domestic
Hmm.
abuse registry now. I think it's Tennessee, or it might be another state. But like if you
Yeah, I'm
get,
gonna look into that. I never knew that.
I think it's Tennessee, or it could be another state. And I think that's something that every state should have, whether you man or woman. But I do think there should be like tougher laws, because a lot of people, mostly women, but men too, get killed in these situations. And but you tell a woman to do everything she's supposed to do. Like, I was listening to this podcast. She was a young girl. She was in college. This guy, she left him alone. He started stalking her. She reported him to the police, reported him to the campus police. No one took it serious, and he killed her.
Yeah, I know
He,
a lot of those stories.
yeah. And like, they don't want to take it serious until somebody's
It's
child
dead. Yeah,
out at
it's
the age
dead.
is dead. and now y'all want to take, and it shouldn't have to get to that point. So I do think
beforehand.
Yeah, because you get a restraining order, and that makes him even more mad that he's got a restraining order on him. And then the police, like I was watching something on the ID channel, this lady, she left her husband, he was abusive. She had like 2 or 3 kids, they were young. The prosecutors actually moved her to a whole nother state and put her up like in a
Like
shelter,
witness protection, something like that. Okay.
like that, in a shelter. But he had friends in law enforcement, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
Abused by their law enforcement husband, and nothing is done about him. Because I read this one story, this lady, she was trying to leave her police officer husband. He was abusing her. She called the police. The sheriff called him and said, hey, she just called us and reported you to us, and he went and shot her 10 times. And she survived. So now she's suing them, as she should.
Yeah.
But her husband, he had friends in law enforcement, so he found out where she was at. And so she left because she was like, he's never going to stop looking for me. But she went to her mom's house. Long story short, he showed up at the mom's house. The mom, she ran. The mom tried to defend the kids. She had a gun. He shot the mom and killed her. Shot the wife as she was running off, but she survived. And the police came finally, and he killed himself. And it's just like,
oh my goodness.
And I know this may sound harsh, but sir, if you was gonna kill yourself, just kill yourself. But it's like they want to cause more pain before they leave
on their way out of here. Now that was something that it reminds me of my it was like 2 of my next door neighbors. They're both gone now, and everything due to domestic violence and everything. And I was out of my situation when everything just transpired. And actually, the young lady who died, her and her mom used to call the police. And the police would come because they would hear him fighting me. Yeah. And of course, I would lie and say, no, nothing's happened. And years later, when her daughter ended up losing her life to domestic violence, I realized I had never thanked her. Because a lot of times she did, kind of save me in a sense because it was really rough and violent. Yeah. And I just wish, her daughter's life could have been saved and everything. And she was just like, I was just trying to help you. Yeah. And whatnot. And the other lady, she actually left her husband, was with somebody else. He came over there, and the daughter, he was like, hey, I just want to talk to your mom for a minute. And the daughter let him in, and he killed the mom and her boyfriend.
That stuff like that, it just, my mind is like, it's always like, why are you so mad at me? Because I want to leave you because you hurting me. Like, what is it in your mind that thinks that, oh, she want to leave me, even though I know I'm whooping off on her, now I got to go kill her?
But like, a person who don't have nothing to lose don't care about taking your life.
Will make you lose everything.
Okay. Don't care nothing about it.
Your life is the ultimate one. Like, I was listening to a podcast at work the other day. This girl, it's this podcast called I Survive. It's by A&E, and it interviews people who have been like through some of the.
It's a TV show.
Yeah, and it's a podcast now.
Baby, the TV show is crazy.
And like the stories that they tell, I just be like, I could not imagine going through. It's like, it's not just like killings and stuff. It's like a bear to maul my face off, and I'm fighting a bear. They interviewed this one woman. Her best friend had broke up with her husband, but they had kids. So she went to drop the kids off with him. He was blowing up her phone, mad at her because she wouldn't stay or whatever. And he said he was going to get her. And the best friend was like, she asked me what that meant. But I said, no, it's going to be okay. Long story short, he showed up at the apartment. He kicked the door in. They had 2 other friends over there. He killed all of them except for the best friend. The best friend survived because her best friend, his ex-wife, ran so he could chase her. And he killed her, and she was able to fake dead, and he left. And she said if she hadn't ran and did that, I would have died. And she said, so I thank her for that because she always took care of me. And I was just like, you left your kids at home so you can come over here and kill your ex-wife and all her friends because she wanted to leave you? Like, that's... And now your kids are with neither parent. Like, I don't think people think about, like, the abusers don't think about that, because you're not just abusing me. Like, if we have kids are seeing this, kids are experiencing, kids are probably left without either parent because this parent did this to the other parent. It's like a trickle down effect. And the kids may grow up and to be either abused or a abuser, because hurt people hurt people. It's like, it's just like, you know how they take people brains that's played sports and study CTE. I need to take the brains of these people when they die and see what's going
Definitely.
on. That is crazy. So we talk about enough hitting people, child. What, like, outside of everything that you're doing to help people, because that is a great thing, what makes you happy? Like, what are you doing that like makes you happy when you're not helping other people and when you're not taking care of them chitlins, them children?
Well, I am healing my inner child.
Okay.
So since I didn't have a childhood growing up, the things I didn't get to do, I do them now. And the type of relationship that I didn't have with my parents, even though I'm not with none of my children's father, and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, I
Yeah.
have a great relationship with my children. So I get to give them what I didn't have, growing up. And so if I want to go get me some ice cream, I'm gonna eat me some ice cream. If I want to watch cartoons, I'm gonna watch cartoons. I'm gonna do everything I didn't get to do as a child to heal, because I take on the motto, I want to heal myself so my children don't have to heal from me.
That is so true.
And so that's what brings me joy. And I love the Lord. I love spending time with him and talk with him, because he has seen me through a lot of my own stuff I put myself in, and a lot of stuff that was done to me. And so that's where my life is now. And so I had a lot of people, they knew the old me, the broken me. And so it's like they say you a whole nother different person now versus how you was. Some didn't like it, some do. But either way it go, I'm keep on living and serving the Lord till I get up out of here.
Amen. And that's how it should be. Like, I tell people, like, I'm biracial. I love the Lord, and I'm a little ghetto too. I may cuss you out
I say we all, Lord.
and say, like, I knew I had a problem one day because I play gospel music every morning to set the tone for my day. I read my Bible, I play my gospel music, set the tone, and then one false move at Starbucks, and I'm trying to hunt you down. And I'm like, hold on, Yolanda Adams, hold on right quick, because why you
gonna work through it. We gonna work through that. We gonna work through it.
And my best friend be like, you got Yolanda Adams in the background, and you was a menace to society. I was like, Jesus know my heart. Okay, but you don't be butting in front of me while I'm trying to get my caramel macchiato. Okay, don't do that. But yes, like I tell my kids all the time at school, like, we talk, they let me know what's going on, whether it's, they want to vent or whatever. And I always tell them, do your part. Faith without work is dead. Pray, do your part. He gonna take care of the rest. I send them a scripture every day. And I did ask them one day, because I send them like scripture, and all of a sudden it's like 2 hearts. I'm like, hold on now, I know you ain't reading them. So I asked them one day, I said, are y'all reading them scriptures? They were like, no, we just be hard. And I said, you can get your little sending selves in there and read. I said, I'm sending it to you for a reason. Get in there and read. And I know, like, my son, him and his friends, like, they sometimes get together and read the Bible and study it. Because my son called me one day. He was like, Mom, we were reading about a bomb in Gilead. I said, a what? He said it was a bomb in Gilead. I said, it's not a bomb. It's not B-O-M-B, baby. It's not. You're going to go to jail if you say that too loud. You're going to go to jail.
Please don't.
But I always tell them, like, he's always there. Just go to him, say your prayer. You're going to make mistakes. That's life. That's the only way you're going to learn. Just don't keep making the same mistakes, because if he try to pull you out and you keep trying to go, he going to make it hurt every time, because I know this for myself, until you come up out of it. Because you see your life change. Like, when you around the wrong people, you ain't getting nothing. But when you start getting around the right people or leaving the situation, a whole life can do a 360.
And you'll see the blessing.
Okay, and you've seen it. So, but yeah, I tell them that because I know they're young. I know they're going to experience stuff. They live in their life, and I just try to be there and help them the best way I can and all that good stuff, and try to teach them from my own experiences. I was like, don't have no children. Live your life. Don't depend on nobody. First red flag, get up out of there. Don't turn it into an amusement park.
Amen.
Get up out of there. Amen. But I have truly enjoyed talking to my Alabama sister today.
Ooh, I really hope that we can stay in contact.
Oh yeah,
man, I have enjoyed this. I realized, because a lot of times you go on shows and it's kind of structured, and they have like a list of questions and this and that, and it's no contact. It's no like how we vibed and we flowed
Yes.
and we talked and everything. Like I really enjoyed that. And I don't know if you're doing anything around October, because October is domestic violence month.
Okay.
It is. And so I didn't know, but if you
Mhm.
are, or no, I don't know how your lineup may
Mhm.
be by then, but I would love to come back and share like
Mhm.
all the abuse, that I have been doing, in the honor of domestic violence and what I did to, heal and stuff for your listeners and everything.
Yeah, we can definitely do that because I don't have nothing planned in October. One of my friends, she's doing October, but I told her the positive of you being pregnant is that it's not me being pregnant. Hallelujah.
Amen.
It's not
Amen.
me. It's not me. Call me, text me from the hospital, depending on the time the baby come out, because I'm not the daddy. I don't need to be called first. I can be called last. Hallelujah. My kids is grown. So yes, man, I would love to have you to come back and not. So I love for you to come back whenever you want to, child. We just have a little girl conversation because I am a structured person in my life. But when I talk to people, whether it be on this podcast or in life, my conversations ain't structured. Because I could be talking about one thing and then start talking about the next and then go back to the last thing and then bring up a new subject. And by the end of the night, you're going to be so confused. But you had a great conversation with me. Okay.
We flowed. I tell you right now, we flowed and I enjoyed it. I needed it.
And I love that hat. Is that a hat you wear?
That's what she needs.
It's cute. Okay, I'm gonna have to go on there because my daughter, she gets
Girl,
sheen paid
I would send you the
all the
link.
time.
I paid like $4 for this, and I got like a black one, a red, and a green. They got all colors on there.
That is cute because my daughter has sheen pages come here all the time. I'm like, why don't you just have them shipped to your school? They have a USPS on the campus. She's like, I don't want nobody steal my stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but yes, I loved our conversation. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy that you're still here. I'm happy that you have survived all that you have been through. You are thriving. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. You is smart. You is kind. Your kids, I have never met them, but I know that they're like great kids because they have a great mom. And we just gonna keep pushing. What we've been through don't break us. My grandma always said, what don't kill you, it really do make you stronger. I know it's a cliche, but it really do because you learn from it and you be like, okay, I got through that. I can get through this. I can get through this and I can get through this. But let everybody know like where they can listen to your podcast because y'all need to listen to my girl podcast or I'm gonna bust you in your face. Like I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you I really needed this. I just feel like I was just chatting with a friend. Like
Yes,
that's just how this have been. So I thank you
let
for
those
that.
September babies.
Yes, I thank you for that. So I am on social media, all platforms, but I realized like all my social media got different names. And so people be like, well, I was looking for, so on Facebook is my name. I'm Shermonica Slaughter. That's where a lot of my, you can DM me on there. I'm
Okay.
on Instagram. I go under the podcast name, the Blessed Forest
Okay.
Podcast. That's on Instagram. And then on TikTok, I am Covered by God 1984.
Yes, ma'am.
And everything. I'm same way on Threads. And so each one of those DMs, they're open. My podcast.
Well, I thank you so much for coming on here tonight. How's the weather there in Alabama? It's cold here, but it's sunny out. Okay. But yes, it's cold here, it's sunny out. But I do appreciate you coming on the podcast. And this episode is going to be dropping soon. Y'all know I never remember my socials on social media because I don't be knowing y'all. Like I be tired, my vitamin ain't kicked in. But my Instagram is looselipspod_. Follow me on No, do not follow me on Facebook. I'm lying. That's just for family. My personal Instagram is _call me Lolo _. My personal YouTube is call me Lolo please. We also got the Loose Lips podcast YouTube, y'all. I'm gonna be bringing some videos back, y'all. I've been tired, but I've been taking my vitamins, been taking my iron because my iron been real low. Like seriously, I had to go to the doctor. My iron is low. And I still be having problems with my knee from my surgery, but there's no excuse. We got to get back to it. Allergies is kicking my butt today. I will be popping the Benadryl. But make sure you follow my girl. Make sure you follow me. And if anybody out there listening is in a situation where you need some help, I would say DM her if you want.
Thank you.
Open to
it. Yes, send them my way
so she can help you with whatever you are going through. you can DM me and I'm gonna forward you to her. Cause
Amen.
I'm gonna pray for you. But baby, I'm not the best person. Because last time I gave somebody advice, they had a court date. I'm not the best person to get advice from. But in all seriousness, if y'all need something, I would suggest reach out to her because she has it in her. Everybody don't have that, and she has that. And we thank you and we speak your name. Okay. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to Loose Lips Podcast. As always, make sure you hit that link, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe my girl show. Are you gonna see me? Thank y'all so much. Thank you for coming on my show, beautiful. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.